Hey, there we go. Finally. Hallelujah. Google has come through for me once again. Sell a house, Arizona, wholesale real estate investing, number 183. Welcome all on this Freedom Friday, September 11th, 2015. And yeah, I am sitting here. If you hear any loud noises today, any loud grumbling sounds, don't worry, I'm not being eaten by a bear or something. That's just my stomach eating me from the inside out because Google has forced me to continuously waste my time just to get here to hold this hangout for you. So, hey, good stuff. But anyway, you know what? That's just the way it is. And I'll get some food in me when we're done here. But this is a really exciting, powerful day. I wanted to look back. I didn't get a chance to because I was battling the Google monster there, but I wanted to look back on what we were talking about on Wednesday, which was really some awesome stuff. And in all actuality, I really don't have time to be doing this right now. I should be in the car heading to title so I can go sign some contracts and collect a fat payday this afternoon. But I have a responsibility to do this, and they're going to have to wait, and hopefully they can still make it happen so that we can get that check today and not have to wait till Monday. It's kind of funny how title companies always seem to want to close on Friday. What is that all about? They got all week long, and then they want us to come in on Friday. I think, conspiracy theory, I think they want to close on Friday, get all that money handed out to everybody else, or get all that money into their account ready to hand out to everybody else so they can collect 2 days worth of interest before passing out that money on Monday. That's my conspiracy theory. But I don't like closing on Friday because if we can't close on Friday and we have to wait till Monday to get a check, that means that on my income graph here, I can't add that money into this week's. I got to wait until next week to add it on. And when you've got a closing and you've got money there, but it didn't go into your bank account, you can't put it onto your, profit graph there until next week. And it's like, the money's there. It should be on the graph now. I want to total this up and make it look awesome. And you can't do that. And then you got to wait till Monday when you're busy and you got all this stuff going on. And then you're just, you're not so excited about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of takes the fun out of it. So yeah, why do they got to close on Friday? And close me on Thursdays, okay? Always. Give me paid on Friday. Actually, I'd like to be closing, on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, so I don't have any stress about, is this going to close even on Friday? But that's a whole other ball of wax there, and that's just kind of the way it goes. And we'll deal with it. And like I said, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the money's going to be there. It's not like it's needed. It's not like we got to get that money in the bank. Oh my God, what am I going to do? If I don't get money in the bank on Friday and I got to wait till Monday, oh my God, what am I going to do? And that's, what a lot of people are in that position. A lot of people, especially who have jobs, are in that position. I can speak of someone that I know who actually personally I was talking to about a situation where they're, the whole company, small company, not a lot of people, but the whole company checks, from the payroll company didn't come in. Here it is. It's a Friday. And this is especially tougher for, and I believe that this is how it works for them, but they only get paid twice a month. So yeah, your check doesn't show up on a Friday and you've been 2 weeks without money. That's kind of a big deal, definitely. But even if for a lot of people that, it's been all the way since last Friday, I didn't get it since I've had any money, even that can be a really big deal. And so, the checks didn't come in and, panic besieged the company, and she's on the phone calling the payroll people and this and that and the other thing, and I don't want to say whining or crying, but it kind of was whining and crying to the boss now about all of their own personal problems that I gotta have this money because of this and this and this and this, and you don't want to be in a position like that. You want to be in a position where you have to whine and cry to somebody, and spill the beans about all your problems, So you want to be in a position not to where, if that paycheck doesn't show up, you're in trouble. You want to be in a position where if that paycheck doesn't show up, oh, well, you know what? It'll be here on Monday. I'll be fine for 2 whole days. You want to be in that kind of a position. Even further than that, you know how every month, oh, that's right, I don't have any. But every month you got a stack of envelopes sitting somewhere, and inside each and every one of those envelopes, somebody's screaming at you to send me some money. You owe me some money, send it to me now. If you don't, we're going to shut you off. We're going to charge you more money. Send it to me now. Send it now, now, now. Yeah, you got a stack of bills sitting there. The bill collectors, they want their money, right? And so every week, I'm sorry, well, actually, just about every week throughout the month, unless you get to the point where you're paying your bills on, you're sitting down and doing all your bills on one day. But in today's world, realistically, everybody doesn't bill on the first of the month like they maybe used to once back in the day. Now you get, you got a bill that's due on the 8th, you got a bill that's due on the 1st, you got a bill that's due on the 16th, you got one that's due on the 25th. So pretty much every week of your life, you got to sit down and pay some dang bills. And every month, you got to pay the same dang bills over and over and over again. You should start working on changing. This is really, really powerful. It's freeing feeling. Work first of all to the point where you can just sit down one day a month at the end of the month and sit down and pay all those bills. How do you do that? How do you get to that point? Because you sit down once, you sit down today, right? And let's say last month I worked it all out, or maybe it took a couple of months, maybe it took 2 months. I'll get into that in a second. But I worked it all out. Now I've been working for the entire month, right? And first paycheck, maybe I had to pay the rent. The rent or the mortgage, I'm not counting in all the bills, although you really should wrap it into the same day as well too. But let's just say that's the one that's separate. You got all your regular household bills, and then you got your rent or mortgage. Okay, so maybe you work the first week and you made enough money and you paid your rent or mortgage. Now you work 1, 2, 3 weeks, and throughout the weeks there, you don't have to sit down and waste your time paying a bill. You don't have to sit down and but you want to make sure that, of course, you're stashing away the money that you're going to be able to sit down and do that. But you get to the point where come the end of the month, come the 31st, the last day of the month, you just sit down on the last day of the month and you pull out all the bills and you sit there for, what's it going to take you? Let's say a half an hour, and you pay off all the bills and you balance the checkbook. Maybe that's another 30 minutes. So you do all your bills, you do all your book, boom, right there, one time, done. Put it away on the shelf. Don't have to think about it. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to wonder coming up Friday going, oh, what bills due this week? God, and how much is that again? You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You get to the point where you figure out, and so how do you do this, right? Well, first of all, get all those bills. Actually, you know what? Go get all last month's bills, because you have all those. Whatever today is, today's what, the 11th, right? Well, you probably don't have the bill that's due on the night on the. You probably don't even have the bill that's due, on anywhere from the, I would say, maybe about the 18th to the end of the month. You don't even have those bills in your hand, so you don't know what they are. So go get all of last month's bills, put them back in a stack right in front of you, go through there, look at what you're paying each month, and consider the time of year. Is it winter? Is it summer? Is it spring? Is it fall? Because maybe your power bill or your gas bill, goes really high in the winter time or in the summertime or something like that. So consider that. Just figure out what the average is, or actually, even better yet, figure out what the high is. Go off the high, okay? Because if you go off the average, you're just going to be paying. But if you go off the high, you're going to come to a point, and this is what's really cool about it. If you go off the high, you say, okay, well, in the summertime, my AC bill is 125 bucks, but in the wintertime, it's only, 50 bucks. So great. Go off of the high. Even if it's winter now, go off of the high. And Start figuring, and so add in the 125, and then go off the high of your gas bill. You know, that's 20 and 30. Okay, take 30. You know, go off your phone bill. You know, that's probably general. The rest of your bills pretty much are probably about the same. It's really those kind of two that really only fluctuate a lot, but maybe your water bill fluctuates a lot. But anyway, take the high on those, and the rest of them, figure out sort of what is a constant average, and add all that up and go, okay, what I want to start doing is I want to start saving some money, and this might take me a few months, but I want to start saving some money until I have that much money in the bank. Once you have that much money in the bank, you can now go, okay, great. I have, it's the beginning of X month, and I have, you know, let's just say I have $500. Let's just say all your bills total up $500. Okay, it's the beginning of this month. I have the $500 in the bank to pay all the bills. Perfect. All right. So what you want to do is when each one of these bills comes due, you're going to pay for 2 months. Okay. You're going to use the regular money out of your regular paycheck, like you've been doing all your life, and you're going to pull from the $500 that you have. You're going to match it. You're going to pay 2 months. So this means now your first bill is due on the first. So now you've paid for this month and you've paid for next month. Okay, so you don't have to pay this again for 2 months on the first. Now your next bill, I'm going to jump ahead. Let's just say your next bill is due on the 12th. Well, you've now paid for this bill all the way through next month and into the 12th of the following month, right? Hey, great, no problem, right? So what you want to do now, and then you got one at the 25th, and you pay on the 25th. It's good all the way till the end of next month, plus the end of the following month, and that's, hey, great, no problem, right? But you have to be ahead of the game. You can't be behind the game, because otherwise this doesn't work. So the fact that you're now thinking that I'm going to be paying my bill a month in advance, yeah, who cares? You're paying a month in advance, big deal. So anyway, now that you've got paid for 2 months, you go through the end of that month, you've paid all their bills on time like you're supposed to, and you've used that extra $500 that you had back there, right? You now go throughout the entire next month not having to pay any of those bills, but putting that $500 into that savings account, so that now at the end of the month, you don't have your first bill is not due until the first of the following month, but now at the end of the month, you've got your $500 in the bank account, and your bills are coming due the following month, but you can sit down and you can pay them all. Pull up last month's bills, pull up the ones you just paid. Good ideas while you're doing that the previous month is to make a copy of the stub that you sent in. Make a copy of that so that you'll have something to send in the next month. And at the end of that month, save up your $500, and at the end of that month, sit down on the 31st day, write out all your bills, use that $500, use those copied stubs. You know how much that bill is going to be. You're paying the high on the fluctuating stuff, and you're paying what the bill usually is on the rest of the stuff, and just sit down and pay them all. Now, as the bill comes in, the first bill is going to come in. It's going to say you owe X amount of dollars. Please send this, and you're like, done. Already sent that one. Next one's going to come in. It's going to say you owe X amount of dollars. This one's due on the 5th. You're going to go, done. Paid all that one. The next one's going to come in on the 8th. They already got their money. Next one's going to come in. It's going to show paid, balance due, 0. And you're like, hey, paid. Don't have to pay this one. Put it in the file cabinet. And as they come in, that's all you do. You get the bills, you stick them in the file cabinet. You're done. You're saving your $500. At the end of the month, what do? You got your $500. You sit down one time. You pay all the bills for the upcoming month in advance. It's that sweet. And it's a freeing feeling. It's hugely freeing because, like I say, now you only have to sit down one time a month. You don't have to think every stinking week, oh, what bills due this week? Oh, how much is that thing again? Oh, are we going to have the money? You know what? Out of your paychecks every week, $125 goes into the bills account, and bingo, there you go. At the end of the month, there's your $500. You sit down, pay all the bills, done. Don't have to worry about it all month long. What can I do? I got so much, I got all this extra free time. I don't have to think about my bills. I don't have to worry about my bills. I'm going to pay them at the end of the month. Done. Imagine how that could feel. It would feel great. I'll tell you what I'm doing. And you might want to work towards this. Once you get yourself in a position that you're only paying your bills one day out of every month, work towards doubling that. So now you only have to sit down one day every 2 months, and then add another month. And so you only have to sit down one day every 3 months, 4 times a year. That's it. 4 times a year, you sit down, you pay your bills for 3 months at a time. How would that feel? I just paid my bills. I don't have to worry about them until March. Whoa, what? What are you talking about? I got to pay my bills next week. I know. It sucks. I quit doing that. I just paid my bills. I don't have to worry about paying them till March. Whoa, that's awesome. Get to the point where you're paying your bills once a year. That's awesome. So that's my show for today. I just wanted to, I don't know, what time is it? It's only 8:47. Oh, kind of early. I don't know. But I do have to get, like I said, I am going to cut it short because I got to get over to the title company and get that paperwork signed so that they can try to get this done before the end of the day. Because I really do want to, have a high in marking an awesome number on my profit chart today, and give me a really powerful, exciting, fun, love and life feeling going into my climax or my pinnacle or my celebration these next 2 days that, that really sad word is attached to. So yeah, I'm going to have a great celebration this weekend and prepare for a really, really strong session next weekend. Because like I said, my partner is leaving town for a week and we're going to have a lot to do, and it's going to be exciting and fun. And that's, oh, I know. Back to the graph of life for a second. Back to this guy. I wanted to bring up one thing about kind of the difference between successes and, both failures and just sort of mediocre successes. And it really comes right here on this graph where you make the transition from phase 2 into phase 3, where the real power comes into play. And in working towards that position, when you're creating all your new stuff and putting things together, there's an X right there. You might have noticed where the vertical line meets the horizontal line. I put a big X there. That's because this is the crucial point. And what it takes now is you've got a lot of stuff. You've put together a lot of stuff. Now you have to start organizing it. That's the big thing. And the difference between the people who go beyond this center line and actually hit the, upward curve, and the difference between those and the people who hit the center line and plateau out, and the difference between those who hit the center line and, bam, up against the wall, they don't go any farther, is this. During phase 2, when you're doing all your creation, and if you get, right to that center line where you start doing your organizing and creating your systems, you're doing all of these things to get time back, get some of your time back, to recoup your time. The successful people, when they get back a piece of time, what does that do? It creates a void. There's some free time, right? They fill that free time with the next problem, the next project, whatever it is, to keep working towards eliminating and systemizing all of those pieces. The folks who get plateaued out or don't go beyond that point, or never even get to that point, every time they create something, a system, even possibly, maybe, doubt it, but every time they create something that buys back some of their time, great, more time for me, and they just fill it with crap and waste. That's the difference. It's a law of success called the habit of doing more than paid for. Now, you can also apply it to the habit to doing more than compensated for if you're an entrepreneur. And you have to continually be doing more than what you're paid for during this period of time, because this is how you invoke the law of increasing returns, which is what comes into play in this third quarter right here. This, what you're visualizing right here, is the law of increasing returns, because during this period here, you have applied the principle of doing more than that, doing more or delivering more value than that for which you're being paid or that you're being compensated for if you're an entrepreneur. So the beginning of the graph, and like I said, this applies to everything. You can apply this to building a business. You can apply this to a job. You can apply this to personal development. You can apply this to a relationship. You can apply this to everything in your life. That is the graph of life right there. And it's going to be, it's the first half is tough. And you have to stay persistent, and you got to work through it, and you got to continue to do more than expected of you, more than what you're being paid for, more than what you're compensating more. Continue to gather more information than what you currently have, build and create more than what you've already got, organize it, systemize it, and that's when the law of increasing returns will start kicking in. And then you can start kicking back just a little bit, going, wow, what do I got to do today? Oh, you know what? Oh, that's right. I got to go sign those papers so I can get some money. What a rough day. But yeah, I'm not there yet. I got to go sign those papers and get some money, and then I got to go do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm in that area right now where when I create some free time for myself, I'm stuffing the next problem in there because I want to solve that problem, create a system that works that problem out without me having to do it, because I'm still having to do way too much in this business right now. That's how it goes. That's what we're after. That's what PropertyNoodlers@gmail.com. If you're interested in wholesale real estate, PropertyNoodlers@gmail.com have developed a system to which you can actually get started in the very beginning, learning and doing exactly pretty much what I just said right there. You know, what's a system? Whoa, here we go. I'm in a system, and look how the system works, and all I have to do is this, and this happens, and I get paid, and I make money. You know, you don't get paid around here. You earn money around here, all right? It's not, you're not being hired as an employee. We're not paying you anything. We're compensating you for the effort that you put out. That's an interesting concept right there. Most people trade their time for money, which is, you know, working for someone else and getting paid. Not enough people are, you know, being compensated for their effort or for their production. Yeah, and a lot of people don't want to do that. They're afraid to do that. They're scared to do that because, you know, what if I can't produce? You know, what if I can't, you know, supply enough that I actually get paid enough to actually survive this life? You know, that's a big scary thing. But you have to be confident enough in yourself that you can do that, that you can get out there and you can deliver enough value that you're going to be paid in direct relationship to the value that you're delivering, which is going to be enough for you to live this life and to expand upon and make it a great life. All right, I'm done here. Oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to create or which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. Go make it a great pinnacle, a great celebration, a great climax. Get yourself geared up for a strong session, and we'll see you back here on New Op Day, where we will be back into, and we'll get into chapter 1 of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, because this is all about relationships.